Okay, now we're going to do 2 true-false questions. I like these kinds of questions because they make you think, and when you prove that something's true or false, you kind of have to have a reason behind why you say it, and we're going to go through those reasons, okay? So number 1, it says true or false. The equation negative 7x equals x has no solution. So what they're saying is there is not a number for x that will give a true statement for this equation. So let's see. If I write a negative 7x equals x, and let's say I want to get all the x terms on one side like we usually do. Remember, this is like a 1x, but we don't write the 1. So I'm going to subtract an x from both sides. Okay, so that's going to make that go to 0. Usually I don't put a... That's going to make that go to 0, and that's going to make this negative 7 and that negative 1. That's going to make that a negative 8x equals 0. So when we have our x term and we have a coefficient, we divide both sides by that coefficient. So x is going to be equal to 0. Whenever you have a 0 in the numerator of a fraction, then it's 0. You just can't have 0 in the denominator. Okay, so let's go back to the original equation and see if x equals 0 gives us a true statement. So this is what we started off with, minus 7x equals x. If x were 0, we would get minus 7 times 0 equals 0. Zero product property. If one of the products is 0, then the whole product is 0. One of the factors are 0, the whole product is 0. So that is 0 equals 0. We do get a true statement. So x equals 0 is a solution to that equation. So to say the equation negative 7x equals x has no solution would be false. So this one is false. And because x equals 0 is a solution. Okay? Alright, so number 2 is also true false, and it gives us 2 equations. The equations 3y minus 1 equals 11 and 3y minus 7 equals 5 are equivalent. So they're telling us they are equivalent. Now, one of the ways you can prove that 2 equations are equivalent is to add or subtract numbers from both sides. See, they both have that 3y. So we have these numbers to play with, right? So I'm gonna look at this one and think about how to get this one. Okay? So I have 3y minus 1 equals 11. Well, this one has 3y minus 7. Right? So to get a minus 7 here, I would subtract 6 from that side. And if I subtract 6 from that side, I need to subtract 6 from this side. So I'm going to have minus 6, minus 6. So I end up with 3y minus 7 equals 5. Look at that. We get this equation. So they are equivalent. When you do the same thing to both sides, get another equation, these 2 are equivalent. Okay, so this would be true. Okay, thank you.